today I'm doing another recently watched. This is number 8 I think, and the first one I've done since February I think, or the end of January. It was for the months of December and January, so it might be in the beginning of February, end of January. Today I'm going to talk about a few, I don't know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, 8 titles. First off, we've got Ender's Game. This is, I can't recommend this film. It was pretty boring, bland. I'm glad I didn't pay for it. I borrowed it off my brother. There wasn't much happening in this film, and when it did, the characters weren't interesting enough to make it interesting. And it's got a pretty good cast. It's got Harrison Ford, Ben Kingsley, Abigail Breslin, and Moises Arias, who was great in Kings of Summer, but I just can't find any redeeming qualities about this. It's just really bland and boring. This film I definitely don't recommend. Did a rewatch of Rush Hour 3. I love the Rush Hour series. This is my least favourite, but I still love it. It's actually only about an hour and 20 minutes long, which is strange. And then you got like another 5 minutes of bloopers in the credits, and this is really funny. All three of them are hysterical, especially the scene where they get into France with when they get beaten up with phone books, and the French inspector's about to don't know how to explain it. Where he puts on the glove, he goes, "Welcome to France." That's just hilarious stuff. I love this film. I love the whole franchise. Yeah, I've been meaning to watch this for a few months. I watched the first two back in February, I think. I don't know, I've written it down somewhere. March. I watched the first one in February, the second one in March, and finally watched this one in, well, the end of May. I watched this last week. But yeah, this one I definitely recommend. Then I watched Loser, which stars Jason Biggs, Nina Savari, and Greg Kinnear. I can't remember if there's anyone else in it. There's one guy in it who is in an episode of How I Met Your Mother, the one with the Achilles. That guy's in it. This is a pretty good film. It's basically about Jason Biggs. He comes from a small town, then he goes to a big city to go to university. Got there on a scholarship, I think. And basically it's just him trying to get along there. He's in a room and none of his roommates like him, and then he ends up moving out, and he ends up getting a relationship with Nina Savari, who's dating their teacher, played by Greg Kinnear. And it's a pretty decent film. It's got a great soundtrack, especially with you can see there. It's got Teenage Dirtbag by Wheatus. I don't know why I can't think of any of the other songs off the top of my head, but it's definitely got a great soundtrack. And what annoys me is that this, as a bonus feature, has the music video of Teenage Dirtbag, and it's the version with Gun scratched out of it, which is stupid. Yeah, they're fine with saying his boyfriend's a dick, but they bleep out Gun, which is just stupid. But the film itself is definitely really good. I looked around and it's got mediocre reviews, but I definitely recommend this one if you like sort of teen comedies. It's not as good as American Pie, but I definitely recommend that one. Then I watched Kevin Smith's Clerks. This is one I've been meaning to watch for quite some time now, and I'm definitely glad I finally watched this. This was a great film. It was done on a pretty small budget, and it's all in black and white. There's actually two versions of it. So it's got the theatrical cut and the first cut. I watched the theatrical cut. I will get around to watching the first cut soon. But this was great. It stars Brian O'Halloran, Jeff Anderson, Marlon, I can't say her surname, Jason Mewes, and Kevin Smith. Jason Mewes and Kevin Smith obviously as Jay and Silent Bob. And this is a really funny film. It basically shows the lives of these store clerks in one day. It's a very eventful day where Brian O'Halloran's character, it's his day off, and then he gets called into work, and then ends up having to he doesn't want to be there, and then as the day goes on, he's shuts the shop to go play hockey on the roof, and then shuts it again to go to a funeral of ex of his, and then he ends up ruining the funeral. Well, I don't think it's him, it's his friend that ends up ruining it. And this is a great film. I definitely recommend this one. This is vastly you know what I'm saying there. This is definitely in at least my top 150, if not my top 100. I don't know. Check my IMDb list and I will see where it is. But yeah, I'd probably actually put it higher the more I think of it. And I think that came out in 1994. Did it? Yeah, it came out in 1994. So 1994 was a great film. Also the release of Pulp Fiction, Forrest Gump, and T2 maybe. I'm not sure. But yeah, 1994 was a really good year. No, I think it might have been. I know Forrest Gump came out in 1998. Did it? I confused myself now. Let me just check this. Okay, 1994 still released Pulp Fiction, Forrest Gump, and Shawshank Redemption. Not T2. Anyway, so 1994 was a great year. Anyway, moving on. Then I watched Rick, which stars Joseph Gordon-Levitt. Well, that's the only person I know in it. It also stars Nora Zetner, Noah Lies, Matt O'Leary, Noah Zegan, Megan Good, and Emil the Raven. Okay, I've never heard of anyone apart from Joseph Gordon-Levitt. This is also directed by Ryan Johnson, who also did Luther. I believe he did the Brothers Bloom, I think it's called, and he's going to do episode 8, I think, or a spin-off. I can't remember whether he's doing episode 8 or spin-off. It's basically a neo-noir about Joseph Gordon-Levitt. He's trying to find he noticed something weird with his ex-girlfriend. He notices she's acting strange, and then she ends up dead, and he's basically going all over town trying to find out who did it. And it's a great film, and the end result, which is a perfect ending. This film was amazing. So it was beautifully shot. There were great scenes in it, great acting all around, and I definitely recommend this one. This one was amazing. And finally, for my DVDs, I watched The Incredibles. It's been a while since I've watched this, probably not since I was a little kid, but this was great. I love The Incredibles. It's a great superhero film. It's great animation, great voice acting. The villain, I keep on forgetting his name. The villain played by Jason Lee was great, and what's his name? The ice guy. I can't remember his name. Why can't I remember his name? Anyway, the ice guy is voiced by Samuel L. Jackson, which is awesome. Yeah, everything about this film is just great. Seriously, it's a great Pixar film. It's one of their best, and I am gonna watch the rest of my Pixar films soon, since I do have quite a few, and I haven't watched them in a while. That's it for the DVD zone. I also watched 2 films that I recorded. One of them was The Hunt for Red October, which is a great film. I think it's directed by Joe McTiernan. That might not be his name. I'll double check. Basically, that guy directed, I think it was the second Die Hard film. John McTiernan, not Joe. Yeah, no, he directed the 3rd Die Hard film and the 1st one. And he also did Last Action Hero and the remake of Rollerball. Okay, so he has kind of a mixed bag of films, but this is a really good film. It's basically about Jack Ryan, played by Alec Baldwin, who's called in to go after this Russian ship that's been said by the Russians that they are looking to that they're against Russian orders and looking to blow up part of America. I can't remember where. Whereas there's kind of a thriller where you don't know whether Sean Connery's character is actually going to defect to America, or he's actually going to try and blow her, because there's signs throughout the film where it points to one or the other, which is great. But there's one thing I don't like about the film. I like the film overall, but I don't like the fact that the Russians barely speak Russian. Now, if they didn't speak Russian at all, then I'll be fine with that, because it's just that's just how they're doing it. It's like in Doctor Who, when characters will speak English, but they think they're speaking whatever language they're speaking. So in this, they'll be speaking English to each other, but really they're speaking Russian, but they're not. Because at the beginning of the film, they speak Russian. When Jack Ryan comes onto the ship, they speak Russian. Yet in the middle of the film, they speak English, which I don't know. I don't like that fact. They should have spoken Russian. But I did like the fact that there's a lot of British actors in this, Alec Baldwin, Sam Neill, Tim Curry. But there's also not a single Russian playing a Russian. It's British people. I think there's a Belgian guy. I think there's a Swedish guy. But I know. I think this was during the Second Cold War when they shot this film. But surely they could have got at least one Russian. Surely not every single Russian hated America. But oh well. And the final one I watched was Revenge of the Nerds from 1984. Wow, that film's old. 30 years old. But this was a really funny film. It's basically about these nerds who go to I think it's college or uni, I don't know, and basically moving in, and they don't really think of themselves as nerds, and they think they're going to be accepted, and they try and do all these things, and basically it always backfires, but they don't care. They keep on going on until like near the end. They get their own fraternity house. I don't know what I was about to say then. Yeah, they get their own fraternity house, and then loads of funny things happen. One of the main guys is played by Lizzie McGuire's dad from Lizzie McGuire, obviously from Lizzie McGuire, and John Goodman plays a coach, and it's just funny scenes throughout this film. This is a really fun film, and I definitely recommend Revenge of the Nerds. But that's it for this one. I hope you enjoyed it. If you didn't, I'm sorry. I should have tried harder if you didn't. But anyway, thanks for watching, and bye.